So, your thoughts now that you've had this car for a few days? What's the, tell us the good things and the bad things. What's your overall thought?
Overall, I think it's a very nice car. It feels great, and for someone who's going into EVs, who's used to driving a RAV4, which would probably be the number one likely person to come and look at this car, or someone who has a Land Cruiser and wants a second Toyota as a round town car, I think they will really like it.
This is the Toyota BZ4X, reborn after tires falling off a few years ago. And it looks rather nice.
Pretty good video over there, look at that.
And soon the BZ4X will be able to fly. Just like that. We're here today with Mark. Mark, please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Mark Dutton from Here's How.
Here's How. What does Here's How do? What's it about?
Here's How is
Here's how to sell your wife's work and get a decent car.
It's a knowledge transfer business. So I've been in the IT business for 30 years, doing a lot of training in that role, and I've been an electronics technician for many years too. So I've put those two pieces of knowledge together, and a lot of history with battery technology, from flying model helicopters, electric helicopters, where you learn battery care down to the very essence. You're working at the cell level, to working on sophisticated robotic equipment offshore in the oil industry. So what I'm doing now is I'm using my interest in electric vehicles and my spare time to help people who would like to switch to an EV and are a little bit concerned about various things, hearing a lot of the negative things about EVs that aren't true, but there's so much of it being propagated.
The FUD.
So yeah, to help them get through the FUD and to help them get the best out of their EV, understanding some of the nuances of owning one to make it a more enjoyable experience.
Cool. So basically you're the EV driver whisperer. Maybe.
Yeah, I've been driving a Tesla for 6 years. I've driven a Holden Volt, and over the last few months I've had my hands on all the Hyundais. I've got this Toyota here, and I'll be looking at other brands. So I'm not a brand snob. I'm not out to review. I leave it for people like you to do that. Yeah. I'm more about how to, going through every menu option, understanding all the features.
Yeah, get the best out of your car.
Yeah, exactly. This is the all-wheel drive, so this is the top line model.
Top line,
there are
all-wheel
two
drive?
models. The only difference is one's all-wheel drive and it has a few extra features. I believe it's up around the $80,000 mark. So, you know, it's a 70 kilowatt hour battery. I'd say for 80 grand, it's at the top end of the price scale. I'd say the primary people who would really be interested in it would be Toyota buyers who want to go EV, and they trust Toyota.
Toyota have got a great brand name. They make great cars, which are very reliable.
Yes.
To be fair, I've had quite a few. So yeah, that's definitely a plus for Toyota. The brand recognition. Actually, it looks pretty nice too.
It's a lovely looking car.
What I was going to say, I'm not a lover of Toyota as a company, but I'm going to be totally just unbiased and fair. Just the car for the car, okay? Just what the car is, never mind what the company is doing or not doing in the background. If they sell enough of these, they get enough interest, who knows? They may go all balls to the wall,
Look,
EV.
I think they always wanted to be EV. I just think that they wanted to come out with a solid state battery that did 1,000 kilometres and charged in 10 minutes.
Oh, since 2009?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Have never been a great fan of Toyota styling because I find, especially, and Lexus too, a lot of creases and just a very busy look. This to me, with the blue colour, looks great. I'd be a little bit concerned with all the plastic guards with a white car because there's an awful lot of plastic coming off the front bumper back into the guard, and that would be very obvious. But to be fair, you know,
darker coloured. Yeah,
I had a Hyundai Kona a couple of weeks ago, which was a lovely car to drive.
The new
too.
one,
the brand new one, yeah, EV, and I'm a little bit sort of still on the fence about having lights sitting on the rear guards. They just look a bit odd to me. This is very well proportioned in my opinion. It's a lovely car.
Oh, doggy! Doggy!
I don't know what's going on.
So here's my squirrel, easily distracted.
Yeah. So the car itself has really good lines. It looks very much like a RAV4, and I would say Toyota's aiming for the RAV4 market. And it's like a RAV4, but just a little bit different, so people who have one, do stand out a bit more.
Yeah.
And it's got a good looking front end as well, because a lot of the cars have trouble getting the front end to look
Let's have a quick look.
not too EV-ish, because there's no need for a grille.
Yeah.
It's a bit like a Model Y with a stretched nose, but a few angles and accents to break it up a bit and make it a bit less.
When I saw it, I thought, I like it. I like what they've done with the styling.
Yeah, I do too. I like that colour.
It's not the first thing I look for, to be honest. A lot of people go, oh, style and look over everything. I prefer to go more into the details of the build, the efficiency and things like that, which we'll get into later. Knowing Toyota, apart from tyres falling off in the first iteration of this, which was sold, I think, in America, and then some tyres fell off and they had a recall. I think that is very, very rare for someone like Toyota to have happen. I think they probably sacked 1 million people, when that happened. But that aside, Toyota are known for build quality and reliability, for the ICE cars at least anyway. Let's see how they do with EVs, because EVs are a totally different beast, even though it's much simpler. You just got a battery and the drive stuff, or the wheels, etc., and a body. But when it comes to the battery tech, the wiring, the weight for the wiring, because RD4s are renowned for having a ton of wiring, which increases the weight. Hello. What's his name? Rufus. He's on the roof. Rufus. Yeah, there he goes. He's annoyed with me. But yeah, so we'll find out more in just a second. I like that. Oh, I quite like that. Ooh.
Yeah, the little...
ooh.
Yeah, funky
little things.
Multicolored. It's like it's a hologram.
What I say about not caring about the looks, I don't care. Buy the car. Look at that. Just buy it. Oh, okay.
Under here, there's a large storage bin, and that's because there's no glove box.
Oh. What's in there, I wonder? What's behind there?
Apparently, in the UK, that's a heater, a radiant heater.
Right.
And so it's either a radiant heater or it's a blank. So the car has a low level of regen by default. There's a button you can press here on this panel, and it gives you a higher regen, but it's not high. That's it regenning now. And the car's at 97%, so it might be a bit less because of that.
Yeah.
But it's not a super high regen. It is more, without pressing that button, it's more like an automatic. Okay. So once again, I think it's designed for someone who's used to a Toyota Auto. They can jump in this and it'll feel the same. What they don't get in a RAV4 is this, which is actually quite a nice pickup.
That is.
It's a seriously. It's not Tesla quick.
No.
But it's very, very responsive.
I'm actually impressed with that.
This is the dual motor.
What mode have you got it in though? Have you got a sport or
not really? There is no such thing that I can find sport mode. There is eco features you can set in for the
I can see it's got eco. Oh, is that just for aircon? The eco?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's for the aircon. We can turn that off. I'm pretty sure that is just the aircon. That came on when I went into the menus and told it to use eco.
Okay.
That light came on.
Of course you've got the app on the phone as well.
And there's an app on the phone, yeah, which it looks to be quite good. I haven't used it very much, but the car itself is quiet.
Yep, that's a given, being an EV.
Yeah, but it's quieter than my Tesla.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I'll take that back. It's quite quiet. Must have a lot of dampening. Is that what you mean by quiet? Is that the road noise?
Road noise quiet.
Okay.
And then it comes down to tyres and a lot of things. But this is quiet, and it's very good on speed humps. It's very good. It soaks up those little city bumps really well.
Yeah, it definitely does. Actually, I can barely feel that.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. I'm impressed.
Yeah, that you're above the limit.
What about lane keep assist?
It is probably the best I've ever driven. I would say bordering on better than Tesla's autopilot.
Okay.
That probably is one of the most amazing features of driving it. The problem with a lot of these new cars, and I'm looking at you, Hyundai, is the lane keep assist is on it's either turned on or turned off. So even when you're driving manually, it's on, and it fights you all the time, and it makes the car feel really yuck to drive.
Yeah.
And even if you've got it switched off, the centering, it thinks that you're going over the line when you're 30 centimeters away from it. So as you're going around bends, you've got this clunky hexagonal feeling as you go around a bend where it wants to keep kicking a little bit.
Right.
This does none of that, but I've tested going across the line, forcing across the line, and it beeps and vibrates and carries on to let you know. So it's working, it just is better tuned. When you're on put on the lane centering, it is a separate option, but it's basically like on a Tesla where you can have 1 or 2 tap autopilot. So if you have it on, which is on by default, when you put your cruise control on, it will come on with it. But you can have it turned off. So you can have cruise control on its own or with lane keep.
Yeah.
But you can't have lane keep when you're in manual. And I can't really think of a time when you want lane centering and no cruise. And especially after seeing on the Hyundai that does it that way, it's annoying because you're wondering why the car's fighting all the time. Then you remember, oh yeah, I've got lane keep on. But it's very relaxing to drive. It is a really lovely country cruiser. And I'm getting reasonably good economy. I'm getting used to it. So 17.4 kilowatt hours per 100.
Is that right now?
That's our average since we started.
Oh, okay.
That is high.
Okay.
So economy wise, in the country, you're looking at 2021. With a Model Y, you're probably around about in this weather, 17, 18. With a Model 3, 16, 17. So it's a fair bit higher, but it's a bit of a blunt instrument. It's a pretty big car.
Yeah, I'll check the weights. In fact, I'll put the weights and some specs on the screen right now.
Yeah. I think compared to a Volvo XC40, which would be in the same size range, and even an Atto 3 at highway speeds, is probably similar. I've been driving Teslas for years, so I see anything over 16, 17, I think, ooh, that's a lot.
Yeah, well,
it's not too bad, really.
That's right. Oh, just a quick have a look around the car as well.
Yeah.
There is a USB-A port here.
And cordless charging.
Cordless charging, wireless charging. You've already seen that and no glove box. That's a weird thing.
Yeah, and massive storage under here.
Massive. Ooh, I didn't notice that.
And there's a USB-C
USB-C as well.
Yeah, on both sides.
I could have used that a minute ago.
And a 12-volt, 120 watts, so a 10 amp. The old style power point.
Let's put that down there so I can see it. See all that, people?
Can you see that?
Just wanted to show a couple of things you just mentioned. You said it would have been good to have an air duct here for the
I
phones.
would have thought just a little bit of air. The ducts are just forward of it, so if they just bled some air off into this compartment, this would keep your phone cool while it's sitting on the wireless charger, because wireless chargers are notorious for getting hot anyway. Then you add the load of Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, which makes the phone work harder and get hot. And then, of course, people want to close the lid on top. So I'm not sure if there is air in there or not. I doubt it is, but it's a great idea, Toyota, if ever you do a version 2.
Yeah.
Put some airflow through there, because that would do the job.
No, I'm not a huge fan of piano black for fingerprints, etc. And
it
also
looks lovely when it's clean.
Durability.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go.
It's a typical EV. Very high floor.
Yep.
But plenty of room under here, and stacks of room in front of your knees. I'm 185.
Yeah, it's plenty of room.
Yeah.
And there's an aircon at the back as well, which is nice.
Yep.
Sorry for the cable people being in the way.
Seats.
Comes with a carpet, nice seats,
Yeah.
60/40.
Yeah, and it looks like
A central
they
headrest.
go back a little bit too.
Oh, wow.
So you can recline them.
That is cool.
So you get a little bit more comfort in the back.
That's actually quite good. Not many have that. There's a cup holder,
Yeah.
and I don't know what that's for. Keys,
Probably mobile phone, probably.
maybe.
If you've got kids, they'll never be.
Pockets in the back. A double cup holder.
Look at the boot, Gary.
Ah, God's sakes! This thing
alright.
doesn't like me. Left to right, right?
Yeah,
left to right.
Yeah.
Let's see if this works. Okay. Do my karate kick.
If it doesn't like you.
Doesn't like me at all. And look, it likes you. Maybe you've got more zen than I have.
I don't know.
You know. Yep. Is there any any storage under here? Let's have a look.
No, not a lot. But
No.
you do get a Type 2 cable and a charger that we used to call something that we're probably not allowed to anymore, because we're not allowed to call them granny drivers, probably not allowed to call them granny chargers.
No, it's a granddaddy.
Yeah,
It's a granddaddy charger now.
It's a senior citizen charger.
Yeah.
And you get a first aid kit, which is pretty
All right. Okay. Cool.
JBL.
Can you pop the hood? I'll just stop this for a second.
Now, you want to see the massive front?
Here we go.
A massive front.
It's a massive, massive frunk.
Yeah. Massive.
Woo!
The
Yeah.
engine.
Wow.
It really does look like an engine.
It actually does look like a normal petrol engine.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Are you sure it's actually an electric car? I'm going to try this again. Maybe it wants me to do the left foot rather than the right
I want
foot.
you to go right up.
Whoa!
You need to do Pilates so that you can.
I know, right? I need to like duck down and. Oh, Jesus! Come on! Come on! Come on! Hi! Okay, I'm touching the bumper. It really doesn't like me. They programmed this. They go, that guy. Look at you just straight away. Oh, damn it.
Who likes Toyotas and who doesn't.
Exactly. They said, we know what channel that guy's from. We're not letting him open my back end. Sorry.
You know, they've done the right things. They've got the right sort of charging ports. They've made the car very easy to drive. They've given it some new things that a non-ICE car can't do, like, an ICE car can't do, like it has the app, so when you're sitting in your office and it's 40 degrees outside, you can pre-cool the car remotely. You know, it's got the compelling features of an EV. For someone who wants vehicle to something, load or home or grid, it doesn't have that. Personally, that doesn't bother me. Really don't care.
Yeah, I'm not worried.
There are some people who that's really important for, and this won't be the car for them. I think the only negative to me overall is that it's an expensive car for what you get, but if you're willing to pay the money, it's not like you're getting something substandard. You're going to get something that will go the distance. Of course, we don't know if it'll go the distance till
the
another 5
distance
years.
is here.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it has that Toyota solid feeling. In fact, I think it is. It's more towards the Lexus end of the quality inside. The controls, the feeling of the panels. Other than I'm not really wild about the piano black, but the controls feel more premium than your Camrys and those mid-range Toyotas.
Yeah.